Hey, what's up, fellas? Been a long time. Know we've been off the field, ain't been doing too much baseball stuff. Hanging out of the house, being quarantined and social distancing. I know everybody probably excited and anxious to get back on the field. So figured I'd send y'all a video, talk about a little bit of hitting and give you some things to work on while you're sitting at the house and pretty much doing nothing, doing some school work, probably playing some Fortnite, getting into some nonsense. So let's talk a little bit of hitting, some stuff that I already talked y'all about, just kind of re-emphasize this stuff that I've been teaching y'all. Now y'all know I always teach y'all about scap loading and always talking about using your lower half and using it to drive through the baseball. And that's the sense that's what we want to do. The lower half of our body is the first thing that starts with hitting. And it generates power, it helps create bat speed, and it helps create a hitting plane to get to the ball. So when I'm hitting and we loading we know is the starting point or the catalyst to hitting the baseball. And it's a specific way that we need to load. Some of y'all like to sway back and get all your weight. You get these high leg kicks and you get all your weight to your backside, which we don't want. We don't want to sway back and get back here and have 100% of my weight shifted to the backside of my stance, and I'm fighting against gravity to get back to the front side. And it's not smooth. I'm stumping, or we're jumping, or we get caught with that front foot in the air. So we want to make it as simple movement as possible, as smooth as a movement as possible, and as efficient. So when we're loading the lower half, it's almost like we want to sit in a chair, almost like we're doing a squat. But we're going to turn. We want that waistline to turn. We want that core to turn, and we want to turn and sit and get ourselves in like a rubber band or a spring loaded and get that weight sitting back, probably about 70, 30, meaning 70% of your weight shifts and the weight distribution goes to the back. About 30 is left in the middle to the front, so that we're balanced, and we want to end up 100% in the middle when we're balanced when we attack the baseball. We never want to get 100% back here, sway back, get way back here, and then all of a sudden dive 100% to the front. We want to make sure we're sitting. We want to get about 70% back here, and then when I stride and I drive to the baseball, get to my launch position, I want to end up 100 in the middle with my head stacked over my back knee, and I should be able to draw a line straight down my body, showing that I'm balanced and even throughout the completion of the swing. So when I'm talking about sitting and loading, that's exactly what it is. Sitting and turning. I'm going to get here. I'm going to take away my hands, my top half, and we're just going to sit and load the bottom half. We're not going to stride. We're just going to sit and turn. And I want to turn my waist in backwards or in the opposite direction of, going forward, or to my right is where I want my waist to turn. And I want to feel that stress in the hip, almost like a spring, and create that tension and that energy being built up in that spring or in that back hip. Those iliacus muscles, iliopsoas muscles sitting there, those glute muscles tight in that backside and sitting there waiting to be unleashed and spring and drive through the baseball. And all you know, that I always tell y'all, hitting starts from the ground up, and that's exactly, we want to generate that energy, push that energy into the ground and let it build up through our body again, being like a rubber band or a core ready to unleash and drive through the baseball. So simply, we're going to do a drill. You get in front of the mirror, and you're going to see yourself. You get in front of your mom's big mirror, or if you got a big mirror at home, you can see yourself. Or like me, I'm in my backyard. I got a glass screen, a glass sliding door. I can kind of see myself. And you want to see yourself and get in your stance, get comfortable, and you want to see yourself just sit and turn, and see your butt kind of push out a little bit, and feel the stress in the stretch in that back hip area. And you see, when you sit and turn, that back knee should also fall inside the big toe of that back foot. We don't want that energy to leak out and we end up hitting from back here. So that's the thing when I'm loading, I just want to sit here. Sit in that stance. I got my weight, like I said, 70% back here, but I also still got some weight in the middle ready to attack the baseball in the middle. So the drill I want y'all to do, I want you to do about 50 of these, sit in the middle, just sitting and turning and holding, and feel that back heel and that back foot pressing to the ground, creating a solid foundation on the hit off of and drive off of and drive through the baseball. Also, I want you to feel that knee fall to the inside and the pressure on your big toe and not get back here. So when I sit and turn, I create almost like a kickstand. And I can pick that front side up and I'm not going back over my back side, you know. But if I just sway, now I'm getting on my back side. It's hard for me to get balanced, and I gotta fight to get back on top and get my body even. So we wanna sit and turn that lower half and just relax. Sit and turn and feel that lower half load, that stress in those muscles, that knee fall inside the big toe, and I'm ready to create momentum to drive forward. So I don't want to sway. Again, I don't want to sway. I want to sit and turn, and I can have the big leg kick, but I still got good balance back here. And when I land, I should be able to land 100% in the middle. So again, about 50 of y'all sitting and turning, and hold it and relax. Sit back up, square up, sit and turn, and square back up. Again, sit and turn, feeling that stress. As you see, when I sit and turn, my knee inherently falls into the inside of my back foot, and I'm ready to drive off the baseball. I'm not spinning. Again, also to add to it, we're not spinning off the back foot. We're no longer squishing the bug. I squish the bug, I create this, and my backside collapse. That's why I want to sit and turn. I want to get on side that big toe, and I want to be able to drive downhill and take that lower half first and turn that lower half. So again, I'm turning that lower half because I got it turned, and I'm sitting. All right, and all I got to do, the next thing that happens is I'm going to uncoil, but also I'm going to go on a linear path. I'm going straight, and I'm uncoiling and getting that backside through the baseball. So that's the challenge I got for you today. That's the drill I got for you today. Is loading that lower half, sitting and turning, sitting in that chair. We're not squatting. We're sitting and turning, letting that waist, that butt go out a little bit, feeling the tension in that back hip. And getting that back knee fall inside the back foot to be able to drive downhill. Again, I'm step back a little bit so you can see. I'm here, the bat on there, don't need a bat. You can sit in the mirror, and I want to sit and turn. And almost pinch my knees together and see that back knee fall in. I got my weight back here. I didn't sway back, I sat and turned, and I'm ready to drive through the ball. Loading that lower half. We're talking about loading the top half now. All right? So we loaded that lower half, we sit and turn, we got that lower half turned like rubber band, we got that energy stored. We also now we want to add that stretch to the top half. Now remember, all of this is going to happen in one single unit when we actually in a game time situation. We're not going to sit, turn, and become a robot, but we're just talking about breaking down the aspects of hitting and loading. So loading my top hand, I want to load with the top hand. I don't want to load with the bottom hand and push the back. And I get this here, and then all of a sudden I'm fighting to get the bat back on plane. Yeah, if I was a professional hitter and I had y'all professional hitters, you had a little bit more understanding, you could get there, but we don't want to get to the point where we're pushing. We want to pull the bat, and we want to use the top hand to load, and we want to scap load. This is my scapular area, all right? I want to scap load, all right? And essentially, I'm loading around myself, and I'm trying to create an angle with the knob of the bat pointing at the catcher, so that when I turn and I uncoil that lower half, I'm turning, I'm creating tilt, and I'm getting on plane better. Now, we don't want to be straight up and down, all right, because we tend to lose the bat. If I'm straight up and down and I load, when I load, my bat is straight up and down. Young hitters, y'all tend to let the bat collapse, and I'm getting flat, and I'm not getting on plane in time enough, or I'm just creating too much of a flat plane onto the bat. So I want to load around myself. Again, I've told y'all a lot of the times to think about it as, you know, pulling a bow string. The bottom hand is my stabilizer. I stabilize the bat with my bottom hand. It doesn't do a lot of work in the initiating of the swing. Again, we don't want to load with the bottom hand and push. We want to load with the top hand. So my top hand is pulling the bow. So if I had a bow and arrow, here, this is my bow, my bottom hand. I'm holding it, stabilizing. This is my top hand, and I'm pulling the string. Imagine I have a string. I'm pulling across my face, and I'm loading my scap. I got a lot of tension in my scapula, in that scap area, almost like the back hip. All right, I create a lot of tension, and I feel that separation in my body, and that pull or turn. All right. So basically, now the next drill we want to incorporate is scap loading. We want to take away the lower half. We can stand up here all day long. We're gonna have one hand My hand, the other hand on my chest here, and I just want to work on loading, turning and pulling that top hand. Pulling that top hand, that elbow should go back. You see I got a good angle. My bat knob is pointed at my catcher, allowing me when I turn, I got that here now, I'm gonna sit. Now I've sit and turned already, all right? So when I attack the baseball, I want to turn, and I'm able to get on plane a little sooner, and I'm also creating tilt as I turn. So this drill, again, another set of 50. I'm doing a set of 50 of sit and turn the lower half, and I also want to do a set of 50 of pulling the top hand and scap loading. Remember, I essentially almost want to load around myself. Now I don't want to get away, I don't want to shoulder turn. I don't want to shoulder turn and wrap the bat around and close my front side off. I just want to here, I'm sitting and turning. I'm pulling the bow, and I'm getting turned, I'm getting the bat to a good angle. The bat is slightly behind my head. If I was to add this, hit my hand here, I have flexion in my front elbow. I don't want to push. All right, some of y'all tend to push, and you push it out, and you create a long barred out swing. We just want to pull, get that angle, put that bottom hand there, and see and realize I still got a box. I got flexion in the elbow, and I'm in a good prime hitting position to turn the barrel. Again, I'm just gonna pull the top hand, and I'm gonna get here. No matter if your hands are here, no matter if you got them high, you know, you got them low, we still wanna get here. And I ultimately have to hit from that position. So if I was able to put those two together, then loading is loading the bottom half, loading the top half, and I'm gonna get myself in a good, loaded, stretched position to be able to build that energy and attack the baseball again. So we're gonna break it down. The last video we had, or earlier in the video, I talked about sitting and turning, sitting and turning. My lower half is loaded. I'm sitting, turning, I got my core tight, and I'm feeling the stretch in that back half. Now I'm gonna pull the top half. Now I have my body essentially loaded. I'm loaded, I'm ready to attack the baseball. My back half is back, my top half is back, and I wanna explode the bottom half first, and I wanna uncork and unleash that rubber band, let that rubber band loose, and drive to the baseball. So I give you two drills to do: sitting and turning, and pulling the top hand, getting scap loaded. And I wanna make sure that I got the knob at the catcher. Now, some good hitters, like young hitters like Ronald Acuna, they do get the stretch and they're straight up and down, but his hip drive and his quick hands allows him to get on plane and get that turn and get the bat on plane and get it through the zone. But for the sake of us, we want to work on getting that bat at a good angle, getting scap loaded, and getting here. Again, not turning the front shoulder, but pulling the top hand and getting to this position in a nice loaded position. I haven't strided, but my body is loaded. My weight is back 70%. I'm here, you know, relaxed elbow up, it doesn't matter. Because the next move I make, I'm gonna drive the lower half, and it's gonna create, and I'm gonna turn the barrel, and it's gonna create tilt. All right, the third part. We've talked about loading the bottom half. We're working from the ground up. We've talked about loading the top half. Now we're gonna talk about that stride. All right, our stride should be smooth. It's incorporated. We should have good timing on that stride. We shouldn't plop the stride foot down and hammer down. Like, we almost want to, you know, put that front foot down as if almost like I'm stepping on eggshells. And like I said again, we initiate that movement, tacking the ball or going to meet the ball, that stride, to that weight shift to the front side with the lower half. We don't want to initiate the top half and get out here and lose adjustability. We want to use this here to create that tilt and get that stride foot out. But again, we want to be soft on the front side, not hard. Almost like we're stepping on our toe, when our toe and that heel up and that back heel down, front heel up. But we want to get it down and have good timing. So again, we're gonna take the hands away. I'm gonna back up a little bit so y'all can see me. We're gonna take the hands away. We're gonna just use the lower half, because that's what we want to start. We want to go first. And we're just gonna sit the bat on our shoulder. And again, we're gonna incorporate the first drill I gave you, and sitting and turning. And those knees, my knees fall inside. You see my front knee kind of go to my back knee. And then we're gonna stride. And it's a nice, if you can see my front foot, I'm on my front toe. My back heel is down, giving me a good platform to hit from, but my front toe is up. I didn't stride way out here. You know, it was nice, you know, no longer than my body, and it's smooth. Good timing, and it's soft in putting it down. I'm not plopping it down. I can have a high leg kick and get it down. But first I got to sit and turn and stride. You can step back, sit and turn and stride. And make sure we're getting on that front foot. Because once I attack the baseball, I'm going down, that front foot is going to go down and the back foot is going to come up. I don't want to land on my back heel. I don't want, when I turn, I'm on my back heel and I'm getting behind myself. I want to land on my front toe, nice and soft, good transition from the back to the front, ending in the middle. And as I turn, put that front heel in the ground, and I want to hit against a strong, stiff front side. So again, third part of the drill, I got sitting and turning with the lower half. I got pulling with the top half, making sure I'm pulling with the top hand, and feeling the stretch and that load. And now I'm making a transition to getting into my launch position with the stride. Again, when I do that, my hips go first, and I want to get in a good seated position, almost when I get in that launch position as if I have a chair behind me and I'm sitting in it. And I'm ready to unload and unleash all the energy that I had stored and turn the barrel. I don't want to push the barrel, but for the sake of it, we're talking about striding. So we're going to incorporate it again, all right? We're going to add the lower, we're going to start the lower half. We sit and turning. Now I'm loaded, I'm scap loaded, I'm turning, and then a smooth transition, I'm here. Now you see me, I'm even. My head doesn't move, my head doesn't shift to the front, it doesn't shift to the back, it stays in the middle right here, and I'm still on my front shoulder, and when I turn, it goes to my back shoulder. But this is vital that when I sit and turn, I'm loaded, I don't come crashing down and throw my eyes off, I throw my back pass off, my hands drop, and all that good stuff. I want to keep my hands up, but we're talking about that stride should be good, soft, almost like I'm stepping on eggshells, and good timing. So the next 50 I got is just striding, sitting and turning, sitting that lower half, sitting and turning, and just stepping and feeling that stride. And gather how far you want your stride, what's comfortable. Some people got a short stride. Some people got a bigger guys like myself may have a longer stride. But as long as I'm balanced and I haven't had a big old weight shift, I should be good. Whether I got the big high leg kick, I just got to get it down. I want to get on that front toe. So the next 50 is sitting, turning, and striding, and landing on the front toe and getting it down in there. And like I said, it's vital we get that down. We want a smooth transition from the loaded, and we attack the baseball. We don't need it to be herky-jerky, flying all over the place. A smooth, my hips stay level, and like I said, the lower half does all the work first, and we driving through the baseball. We've covered 3 parts of the hitting process, or 2 parts of the hitting process, loading and striding. We've covered loading the lower half, we've covered loading the top half, and we covered striding. The next part we want to cover is drive, or the swing. And it's a classic drill for me. I've done it with all of y'all. It's the load, stride, drive. Basically load, stride, swing. You know, back when I played, they called it the 1, 2, 3 drill. 1 was load, 2 stride, 3 swing. But we're going to put a little more emphasis on the terminology and what we're doing. Like I say, we're loading that lower half, putting that tension in the core, tight core, turning it when we do it, sitting and turning, putting that stress on those glute muscles on the right leg or left leg if you're a left-hander, and the iliopsoas muscle, iliac muscles right there in those hip muscles, and putting that strain. And then we got the stretch from the top half and loading that scap and feeling that pec, that right pec, that stretch. And mind you, want to keep some flexion. That bottom hand is kind of going to go along for the ride. We want to keep some flexion in that elbow, that we create a box and we stay connected and we're not pushing. So that's why we say we want to turn and almost have the back behind us. So, and then we get into that stride, a nice transition, landing on the front toe in a good, well-balanced launch position. And now we want to cover the swing. In the swing, we don't want to chop down. We don't want to push the bat. We want to turn the barrel. And getting into that and getting that knob of that bat to that good position, that angle, is going to allow us to turn, and we're talking about turning, and get the bat on plane sooner and come in on a level plane and back up. Almost simulating a plane landing, hitting the runway and taking off again. That's how we want to kind of understand our swing. It's a plane landing. When I was swing, I get here, I get that back elbow, that plane is coming down, it's landing, it's going straight, and it's touching, and it's going back up again, creating that effect, almost like a swoosh effect. So we want to get into that low stride and then we want to work on that drive and turning the barrel, not pushing the barrel and causing my hands to extension or causing a bow out. We want to turn and we want to keep our hands inside and stay connected and create a box through that swing, and then extending once we get through in this extension. So we're going to work on turning and getting that back elbow to the back hip when we create that swing, and using the lower half first to initiate the swing and create in the core, the lower half and the core to initiate that swing and carry the hands through and create back split and that back knee getting inside and driving to the baseball. We don't want to turn on the backside and collapse and create and squash the ball. We don't want to do that. We want to drive. We almost want to come up on the toe. All right. But some of the pro hitters, you even gain ground when you do it. But we ain't worried about y'all gaining ground, like your back foot coming off on it. We ain't worried about that too much. We just worry about getting on that back toe and going to meet the ball rather than falling away and letting the ball come to you. So again, we're going to incorporate the whole set. It's going to be a little robotic, but in the game, we're going to make it one smooth unit using the body as one mechanism to drive through the ball. So again, that first step, I'm loading that bottom half. All right, my knees are coming inside. I'm loading that top half. There, I'm striding. I'm on that front foot. And I want to see myself turn and get this bat on plane. And I want to turn, all right? And that's when I turn, I'm going to create a natural tilt. My bat is now getting on plane. It's coming straight across my body. And I'm going to go up and through. And I don't want to get extension that elbow get through till I get here. I want to try to maintain the box here. And my hands above the ball and get through the ball and making contact. Remember, extension is there, not there. And I want to make sure I get palm up, palm down. When I turn the barrel, it's going to allow me to get palm up, palm down. But if I push, I tend to get my top hand on top and rotate it, and I get here. Now, back in the olden days when I played, and Alex Rodriguez, he always argues with Jessica Mendoza in the booth when they're doing, Monday Night Baseball or MLB Tonight, talking about launch angle or turning the barrel, pushing the barrel. Yes. When I played, we did push the barrel. We did get what we call the power V. And we pushed and we tried to get down on top of the ball to create backspin. But as you know, baseball is a very innovative sport. It is always ever changing. So we're preaching turning the barrel. And turning the barrel, hopefully, is going to allow us to get on plane early, get palm up, palm down, and create that swoosh effect coming through the ball and finishing high. And again, I want to get inside. I don't want to push my hands out. I want to sit and turn, load the top hand. I got the stretch. I still have flexion. And I'm driving, lower half is going, and then I'm turning. Here, I'm turning, and my hands are inside. And I'm still got a box right here, and boom, and through the baseball. So the next drill we just want to work on. We want to work on that turning those hips, getting that back elbow, as you saw, to my back hip, not in front of me, and pushing and turning the barrel and carrying the bat through the zone, through extension, and boom, and watching it and rotate high. I don't want to roll the top hand. I want to pop the top hand, almost flick the wrist. I don't want to roll it. If I roll it, we see you hit that ball, it takes a dive, or right-handers, it takes an immediate left. That means I rolled over, coming through the zone. So the next drill is, we incorporate it, we're here, we're sitting and turning, we're pulling the top hand, we're striding. I'm in a good launch position, almost like I sit in a chair, stand up, have a chair behind me, almost about stood up behind the chair, and I'm working on turning. Right here, turning, driving that back half, that lower half, turning, and getting the elbow there so I get on plane and see myself carry the bat through the zone. So I've given you load, I've given you stride, and I've given you drive or swing. Those are drills that you can work on, guys. We've done it before, and just kind of trying to break down the emphasis. I know we be in the cage and we kind of hectic when we're trying to do it, and trying to get everybody on path, but we're trying to get everybody. Now, like I said, not everybody's the same hitter. Not everybody's going to utilize those mechanics the same way, but we're trying to get everybody as close as we can to being consistent, because if I do it consistently, I do the mechanism, biomechanics of the swing correctly, 9 times out of 10 or 10 times out of 10, I may not get but 3 hits. That's 300, that's Hall of Fame numbers, but I will consistently strike the ball or barrel the ball up and hit line drive, even if I hit them at somebody. You know, I just want to be consistent in my swing pattern. I want to be consistent in my body movements and loading, the striding, and swinging, so it can be consistent when I swing the bat and make consistent contact. All right. So hey, we're in quarantine, you're in social distancing, but this drill here, you can work in your room. Don't go in there tearing up your mama and them furniture, or you can go outside your house and you work on it. Give yourself 25 reps, 50 reps of each other, and just feel that body work. Feel what I'm talking about, sitting the hip, feel the stretch in the muscles, feel the tension in the muscles and that rubber band and that spring, and then feel what it feels like and imagining unloading that spring and that energy that you built in the lower half. Until next time, love y'all, miss y'all. Hopefully we can get back on the field 5-2. But until then, I'll send you some more videos out. Hopefully this stuff is helpful and give you a starting point to continue working. Keep grinding. I'll see y'all soon. 5-2 baseball.